Hey, what's going on? Today, I got this beauty. It's a very nice 1890 Morgan dollar. And we're going to turn this into a size 16 coin ring. It's pretty big. We're going to have tails out on that. So we got a really nice coin with a great reeded edge. And we'll add a reeded edge to the punch side when we're done. And this is for a customer named Greg. If you're interested in ordering a coin ring, you can get them at lukescoinart.com. www.lukescoinart.com. I will set you up with a beauty. This one's going to be a little thinner band. It's going to get stretched a lot, so it's going to be thinner. Also, because of its large size, we're going to cut a little bigger hole so we don't have to stretch as much. So we won't have to stretch this metal out as much as we would if it was a smaller one. So let's see what is going to work best. I'm thinking that's too big of a hole. This one might be just right. Yeah, that's a good size right there. I'm going to go with an 11/16 punch. I'm going to use my self-leveling center punch. And because this doesn't fit in the hole, because it's bigger than the hole itself, I'll put that in first. All right, she's in there. Cover your ears, this is loud. Let me put my glasses on in case anything shoots off. I don't want to hurt myself. Nice. There's our center punch. That's what we'll have for detail. That's a good looking punch right there. It kind of centers that wreath and the lettering well at that size, at that punch size. So now I'm going to clean this inner hole out. It is basically just punched out, so I need to kill any imperfections in that metal. I'm going to do that with 220 grit paper, sandpaper. We're good there. Use a little sandpaper to make it a little finer. Size 16. That's a big boy ring right there. It's a big finger. Then a little steel wool. We're gonna fire up the torch, heat this thing up where we can start bending the metal. You want to heat that up beforehand. It makes it a little easier on the metal itself. I'm going to use some fire. Fire. This ring is one of my specialties. So if anybody wants a badass Morgan dollar ring, you know where to go. I'm your guy. I'm your guy. And I can add the reed, the secondary reed, which a lot of the ring makers cannot do. For that tool is rare. Makes them. It's a tough one to find. All right, I'm gonna go back over here, right about here, and let's go ahead and put that away. I don't need it. We're gonna need that and this. We're gonna be tails out, so we're gonna have the heads up. That's gonna put this date on the inside, and it's 1890. It's a cool date, kind of a little more rare year. If I turn this off, you can probably see a little better. I'm basically just gonna press that cone into the coin hole. Go to the next size up cone and drop it on in here. Make sure my coin's centered. I'm going to keep pressing on down. Take a quick look on the edge, make sure we don't have any issues. See something that could become an issue. So before that happens, we're going to take it to the sanding station, and I'm going to fix that. And it's always where the wings, where these wings meet the edge. And that's right where I have a little tiny issue. And it's super small. I mean, you guys probably can't even see it. It's this little, it's super hard to see. It's just a little tiny imperfection. And the reason that happens is because those wings are a high point of the coin. And they hit a low point of the coin. The detail, the height of the detail. So it's a natural area, natural spot for the coin to have its defects. But hopefully we caught it. I think we did. If we didn't, you probably wouldn't see this video, because it means we failed. And although I do post my fails, there wouldn't be any reason to post that one. Maybe as a clip, if you clip it and be like, ah, snap. But yeah. Woo! Just kind of sand those edges. I guess you could liken that little fracture to like a bag of chips. Like it's really hard to like rip a bag of chips open unless it has that little starter cut. And the end of those wings kind of is a starter cut. So makes it easier for the coin to open up, split open, I guess you could say. So this is our cut side. It's super pretty, shiny, beautiful. The silver is nice. These are 90% silver coins. And they are beautiful coins. Especially this one, I hand-picked it. It was a little more spendier, a little more spendy than most Morgans. Mostly because of the date and its condition. If it would have been like say a 1921, which is more common, it would have been cheaper because it's just more of a common date. There we go. And I'm just drying it off camera here so it's not wet when we put it in the dies. Remove this. And we'll continue forward. Put her back in. Go to, I believe we're on cone 3. No, we're on cone 4. The 4th cone. That's the final cone, yo. Probably be able to finish it in this die here. Nice. All right. So now we are cone shaped. So we need to make it ring shaped. So let's see how big it is right now. Right now it is a size, do I even have a sizer for a 16? I'm assuming a 16 would be right at the base. So we need to stretch it out to where it almost comes off, fits on here. Which is kind of crazy to think, but yeah, it's bigger than the stretcher. This is the size we're making. So before I stretch it and manipulate this metal, we're going to heat it just again, real quick. And we're going to take it to my Kagan ring stretcher. It's a badass little stretcher. And we'll easily stretch this thing out to at least a 16. We might need to put an extender on here to get it bigger because I don't know if my stretcher will make it that big. Luckily we have tools for that. We have some special tools that I don't even know if I've ever used. I don't know if I've used them before, guys. This might be the biggest Morgan we've made. So let's see how... Yeah, there's not much we can work with there. We've got a little room we can work with here. I wonder if we use this. I think that's the way. We'll use this fun tool that I've never used. Doesn't want to slide very well. That's not the smartest way. Alright, let's just go old school. I'm going to move a few things that are going to probably shift a little bit, because we're going to go to the shaky ring stretcher. This thing's a little shakier, but I can go bigger. Yeah, sucker's big. I could probably, look at that. Almost put 2 fingers through it. All right, sweet. Well, can't even really size that one because it's huge. It almost, like I said, it almost fits on the base like we wanted. So it's probably like a, I don't know, an 18. Can we go any bigger? Nope. Look at that, as big as it gets. I wonder if this works on here. Nope. Doesn't fit. Well, I think we're good anyways. Oh, there it goes. Oh well. For future. We don't need to stretch it anymore. So we're good on the stretching. That was just kind of a, can I? That was just kind of a, can I do that trick? Can I accomplish this in the future? So now it's huge. It's huge. Look at that. It's gigantic. Could be a monocle. So now we need to reduce it to the right size. I don't even know if this thing will fit. Oh. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. We're in business, folks. So let's wrap it in some Teflon tape. I'm gonna do that on my leg because it's quick and easy. And my leg is free of any debris. You don't want foreign debris to get in on your tape, because then as we do this process, it'll press into the metal, possibly affecting it. All right. So I'm going to use what's called a Swedish die, and it has a slight degree to it. It's pretty minute. I believe it's 11 degrees. And we will press this down, reducing that reeded edge lip to be smaller. Basically, we're shaking it right now. And I don't know how far to go because we're pretty close to being there. You can see this, the shiny part on the top. That's the part that's been basically just pressed in a little bit. So we haven't affected the size of it yet. We're just reducing that top end to where it's more ring shaped rather than cone shaped. So we'll go to this smaller size of these and continue forward. And I'm going to kind of take it slow because I don't know how far to go. It appears that that was probably far enough. But if it's still super huge, we might continue to go a little further. It is still super huge. I'm going to wrap it a little more to protect that detail. You can see the detail coming through this tape, which is a good sign. It shows that we pressed it enough. But now I want to just make sure we protect that metal on metal contact so that all the detail is still tip top when this thing's done. I'm gonna go just a little, the rest of the way with this die. This is about there. That's as far as I'm gonna go in this Swedish die technique. So we're close to a ring shape. Now we need to size it. I don't have to reduce it too much. So let's get a few dies out here. We'll see where it kind of sits as is. It looks like on the small size, pressed all the way down, is right where it's at. So if I press this side down, actually we need to add a reed to this real quick. Hold that thought. We're going to add a reed to it right before we do that. So the cut side, we're going to add a reed to that super fast, and then we'll do the next step. I got ahead of myself. This thing barely fits on this thing. It fits on the end, on the very end. That's crazy. So this tool basically just has a reed, and we're going to press that onto the coin, the cut edge. There we go. We have a reeded edge. Now, I'll wrap it in some more Teflon tape to protect the detail, because this is where we're going to be smashing it a little bit. Doing some coin smashing. So again, I'm going to press it all the way down on the larger reeded side. And then I'm hoping that puts us right around a size 15, not a 16, but a 15. Let me double check that we're using the right die here. Okay, perfect. So right there is where the other side was pressed down. So now we're perfect ring shape. Let's see what size that brought us to. Sweet. We are just over a 15. Our end goal is a 16, but I have some reed to take care of here. So we're going to actually reduce it a little bit more on both sides. Just a tad. Like I'm talking a tiny, tiny bit. Maybe there. Yes, that was perfection. Do the same to this side. Right there. Perfect. Take this off, make sure that our shape is beautiful. Well, it is. Look at that. That's a beautifully shaped ring. Turn that off, and we'll come right over here to the deburring station, and we will take off. There isn't a lot because we didn't push the edges in like I do on some of the smaller rings. You have to curve it more, so there's a lot more to reduce on the inside here. This there isn't so much, so we're just going to take off layers. And this tool basically just makes shavings. And we're only hitting this top edge, so we're not messing with any of the detail of the coin. Now, let's just see where we're sitting. So, if there is no 16, we're just going to have to kind of get as close as we can, which should be pretty easy to do. See if that does it. So if a 14, so this one sits right on the 15. If I were sitting right on the 14, we'd be about a quarter size off. So we'll remove about a quarter size more, and boom, perfect size 16. I think that's it. Yeah. So we're about a quarter size under that 15. If we were a quarter size under the 14, we'd be sitting right at a 15. We're sitting right at a 16 right now. Perfect. I'm just getting rid of some little bit of lip that I felt. Awesome. So now we're sized and we're shaped. We got the perfect shape, ring shape that you want. We got the perfect size. We got our extra reeded edge, our original reeded edge. So we need to just take that part we were just deburring, this top lip that's shiny. You can see the shininess on the inside. That lip, that's where we deburred. We're going to just kind of sand that up and make it nice. Again, we're not hitting any of the inside of the ring with any tools. I want all the detail on the inside of the ring to be just as beautiful as the outside of the ring. And I'll use some sandpaper to continue the process. And then in a second, I'm going to go into the washroom to get hot water to make liver of sulfur patina. And I'm going to patina this real quick. It's just literally a 2-minute process, and a minute of it is just heating up the water, getting the water hot enough out of the faucet. And then the chemical reaction from the chemical and the hot water will make this metal turn dark brown instantly. And it's what gives it its final patina or antique finish, which we're going to give to this. But I'm going to do that off camera because it's just quicker and easier. I have videos of patinas being done separately. You can check those out on the channel. Right now I'm just kind of giving it its original luster, silver luster, before we dip it. It's also nice to do this before you dip in liver of sulfur, just so that the oils and everything from your fingers and from the heat, the gas, all this stuff is off of it. So when you dip it, it adheres very well. It adheres well. This is a beautiful ring. So this is before. Give me a second. We will, I'll be right back with the after. Right. All right, this is it with its dark patina. You see the contrast there from the silver to the dark. And I'm going to hit it with some steel wool. And that's going to make the details pop. So this is the side that we added a reed to. This is our original reeded side. You can see the inside's really dark right now. See the 1890 date on the inside, all the stars. And if I flip it over, you can see E pluribus unum, all the inside detail, and the outside. And there we go. Let's get a better picture here. Oops. Does this turn it around? No, that stops it, I think. I may not be able to do it. I'm using my camera, which I normally don't use. So. Sorry. I don't know what that was. And Greg, I'll take some really good pictures of this and send them your way. But yeah, there she is. very pretty. It's an attractive ring. Hope you enjoy. Thanks for watching. LukesCoinArt.com.